Hi, creative friends. This is Saraya, and thank you so much for being here. So, I left this alone for a few days. This is my spread that I'm working in. It's Painting the Feminine Art Journal by Connie. And the great thing about leaving things alone and coming back to it is you get a whole new perspective. So, right off the bat, I am seeing a few problems that need to be solved. And I'm going to get up my viewfinder here and just kind of really look at things, see what I'm really loving, see what I'm kind of sitting on the fence about. And right off the bat, I can tell that I do not like this background color. I thought it would be a good choice, but now that I'm looking at it, it's just too disjointed because there's none of this color in any of the figures. I mean, there's that little bit over there, but that's not enough. And so I just feel that this color is just like sticking out like a sore thumb. The second issue that I really can't do anything about is I think I covered up too much of Connie's work. So this feels like, I mean, there's still, this is all of hers. This is hers over here. There's some parts over here that are hers, but I don't know. It feels like I might have covered up a little bit too much of her work. The other issue I'm seeing is that like the yellow needs to be repeated on the page, and same with the orange because it's just like in this part of the page, and I mean, sure, the orange is repeated over here on the face, so it's better than the yellow, but for sure the yellow has to go, on other parts of the page. So I don't know what color I want to use for the background, but I do know that I don't want to keep this. So I'm just going to kind of file it away in the back of my mind and just kind of ask myself the question like, okay, what background color should I use? And this is what I do when I'm painting and I'm not recording. I ask myself a question and then I just continue painting, and then I trust that the answer is going to come to me. So what I'm going to do right off the bat is I am going to kind of like give her kind of a halo over here because I want to repeat the yellow, and I feel like a good way to do that would be to give her this little halo effect, I guess. And I probably should not have used my blue Stabilo because now when I put the yellow on there, it's going to, part of it's going to read as green where it mixes with the blue, but that's okay. I'll just kind of, well, actually, what I'm going to do is, I think I will just use my graphite Stabilo. And since I'm going to get rid of this cream anyways, that's not that big of a deal. And I'm just going to repeat the yellow. And I feel like maybe that's a good starting point. Do you see how much life that brings to the page now? And it like is the repetition of the color. And I have to repeat it somewhere else as well. And let me see here. Although, the fact that I have it on this side as well, that can read as like 1, 2, 3. So it's a repetition 3 times. So I'm gonna stay with that for now. And if I am gonna add a little bit of yellow somewhere else later, then I'll just do that later on. So I think what I'm gonna do is I am going to work on the faces a little bit here. And because Connie does, a lot of abstract faces, like sometimes I do get influenced by her imagery, but I think with this particular spread, I am going to make like just a regular face, like regular features and stuff like that. A lot of times for me, and I don't know if any of you guys experience the same thing, it's so much easier for me to draw regular features than to abstract everything. Um, you know, for people who maybe, non-artists, it might seem like it's much easier to draw an abstract face than a just regular features and what have you. But I don't know, for me, that drawing an abstract face is requires a lot of skill, and you really have to know what you're doing. um Anyways, I don't know, that's just been my personal experience, but maybe that's not for everybody. And I'm just working on building up some skin tones here. And I know there's some purple in the hair, like over here and over here. And I don't know if I'm going to keep that or if I'm going to get rid of it. I just don't know. And it's okay not to know. That's what I keep on telling myself. We don't have to know everything. Like when we're doing, especially when we're working in this way where we're using the images that are already on the page and incorporating that into our own work. But even when you're just regularly working in your art journal, we don't have to know like every step of the way. We can just be in the moment and just let things unfold. And what I keep in mind, or try to anyways, is like, if I don't like something, I can just cover it up. Like, it's not that big of a deal. Now, I do wish that I hadn't have covered up so much of Connie's work. I just feel like I should have kept some more of it, but oh well. And I'm really loving this halo. Like, it's really just giving me so much like positive vibes here, and I'm just loving it. And I think I need to like slim down her neck a little bit here. So I think what I'm going to do for the background color is I am going to pick a color that's already here and repeat it. Now, if I use one of Connie's colors, I might run into some problems because I don't really know what colors she used. Now there's this lime green over here, but I don't know if I want to make the whole background a lime green. I love this gorgeous lime green color. It's called Yellow Green Medium, and it's a Blick matte acrylic. But generally, I use it sparingly. Like in my work, I don't think I've kind of like just put all of this lime green in the background. And I don't know if I want to do that because, I mean, I don't know. I'm going to think about it as a possibility, but I just don't think that's going to be my aesthetic. So when I'm working in a book like this, and I'm using the images that are already on the page, I'm incorporating them into my art. I've mentioned this so many times, but I think it bears repeating. I don't want there to be too much of Connie's work in the finished piece, and I don't want there to be too much of my work in the finished piece. If I am going to err on the side of anything, it's going to be, okay, I would rather it be too much of my art and my voice, because now I'm turning this journal into, my art journal. But ideally, there's got to be a conversation, as Connie says. It's got to be some kind of a balancing. And if I put the lime green, I just feel like that's not going to be me. I don't know if it would be Connie. It might just be like just totally out there, like, I don't know. I can't say for sure that that would be too much of Connie's voice. I don't know, because put, she didn't put the lime green down. I'm putting the lime green down. But if I do use the lime green, I'm going to be using it just to match, to pick up on her lime green that she used over here. And I don't know that I want to use that lime green. And I feel that if I use, say, this pink over here, I don't know, that might work if I use that pink. See, there's a little bit of pink, and there's pink here, and I don't know if the camera can pick up on this, but there's pink over here as well. So there's a repetition of the pink in these two places. So if I put it in the background, it might work. I don't know. So there's some possibilities. The background might be a pink, or it might be a lime green. I'm just kind of like, thinking about it, digesting it, and just kind of just see where it goes. Who knows? Now, I think what I want to do with this particular piece is, I think that I am going to add some oil pastels, maybe not in this layer, but I am going to add it to the spread. I'm just kind of feeling it. I just think it really is kind of crying out for some oil pastels here for some reason. And let me see here. Now these faces, because I was when I drew the shape of these faces, I was kind of modeling Connie's face, I think. I don't remember. I know there was a face over here, and there was a figure over here. So maybe, I don't remember, honestly. Maybe I didn't use her faces. I don't know. But for some reason, these faces are looking kind of disjointed to me. And, working like this it does take some getting used to, because like if I was working on, a blank page, or a page that just had a whole bunch of collage, I'm not like really being distracted by the images that are on the page. I love working like this. It's very challenging, and I learned so much. It just is a little bit, me stepping outside my comfort zone, which is one of the huge reasons to work like this. So I'm very grateful that I have this opportunity. So just building up the faces, bringing in some colors, and just bring in some colors over there. So I hope you guys are enjoying these series with painting the feminine, like me working in this art journal, because there is really so much to learn from working like this. And I hope you guys are learning as much as I'm learning. It's such an um, creative and brilliant way to work. And I never would have thought to do this if it wasn't for Connie. I just think it's such a brilliant way to work. Okay, you guys, so I am going to leave this here and just let things dry. I'm going to think about what I want to do with the background. And I'm really, really loving this halo over here. I just feel like it's really lifted the whole entire piece, made it more interesting, made it more me. And I'm loving it so much. So anyways, if you've watched all the way to the end, thank you so much. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.